And you found it that you could see into it. It was blue. It was the kind of blue that you could dive into. It was cool. Would you want to do it now, if you could do it? Would you want to do it tomorrow night at 8 o'clock? 8 o'clock in the morning? If there were other things competing with that, like having a cup of coffee. See, I'm now wanting to get the scale, you see. I'm now trying to see whether I can get you to tell me what it's like in comparison with other experiences you've had. You've obviously have had experiences in life, and we could chart them, could we not? Where would you chart this experience then, in terms of?
Well, I would liken it to I don't know how to say it.
Well, whisper it to your neighbor and he can tell us.
Being on mushrooms and looking at something.
Being on mushrooms. Psychedelics?
Yeah.
Then it's a psychedelic experience. Ah. But there, among the psychedelic experiences, though, where would you put it?
It was beautiful.
What?
It was beautiful. What would
I know, I put that down. I just wondered, among the psychedelic...
It was when I was looking at a wall and it was like the wall was breathing, but not just breathing, but it was like, it was a being, and it was caring. It was a caring, and I never felt that about, and it was like, if I could just move my eye, I would miss it. It was where I was focused, and I can't explain, it was just beautiful in the sense that it was caring.
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 Yes.
And it was living.
And living. And breathing. And beautiful.
That's what it reminded me of when I was looking at it. Like I couldn't tear myself away.
Couldn't tear yourself away means that you were fascinated by it?
Yes.
Can I use that word?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Right? Fascinated by it. You were absorbed by it. This was the kind of blue that had a breathing, caring, living quality to it. Oh, right. That's an interesting set of qualities together, isn't it? Right? A fascinating, breathing, caring, living, emerging as you were seeing into the ring. Yeah. Well, I want to thank you for going along with this, but I still have that curious question of if this line now can represent all of the experiences you've had, whether it's on mushrooms or anything else, where would you rank it?
The top.
At the top. Oh. So this is the topmost experience. And it told you what was within this simple ring. Right, right, right. Mm-hmm. Oh, could you go back for a moment and tell me, there you were in the dream, and you tried on the gold, and the glass, and the silver. When you tried on the silver ones, you were aware of the Greek figures. What kind of figures? As best you can recall.
But it wasn't a complete figure. It reminded, I think it had part of a leg. It was like a copy of something you would see in a museum. They didn't have a complete statue of parts. It was like that.
Could you do it again? Use different words.
It's like Greeks that you see in a museum. A Greek. And there's the parts of those statues aren't all there.
Mm-hmm.
And this ring was like a copy of one of those.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, people see old things in museums and things like that. You know. I suspect you may have to tell us more about that figure.
And then there's just a leg and a skirt. I don't have, wasn't.
Oh, see, but you were able to identify it as Greek.
Mm-hmm.
Classic Greek?
Yes.
Do you remember what, if it's in the dream, can you tell us what it was like when you were looking at the ring and you noticed it had Greek figures?
I was surprised because everything was tiny.
That's another surprise, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I presume that drew you towards it? Positively?
Yes.
Did it play a role in your decision?
Yes.
Now, why don't you just tell me a bit about the figure that you saw? Anything at all about it that comes to your mind? It was just a leg, go ahead, but it clearly had a classical form to it.
And there were patterns like the Greek pattern.
It had a Greek pattern to it? On the border, Greek patterns?
It's just a leg with a sandal and part of what they're wearing, keychains.
Pardon?
What part of the clothing?
What kind?
That was a Greek, a cloak, or what do they call them, keychains?
Citron?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was it about the leg? Because there is a curious feature about the way in which the Greeks portrayed legs, with a fine line skillfully drawn to indicate muscle lineage. Was that there?
It was defined, it was a male leg, it wasn't female.
Yeah, okay.
And the way it wasn't standing, the feet wasn't on the ground, it was like opposite, it was in motion.
It was in motion? Great. Therefore, it looked like what kind of figure?
A figure that was in motion.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And that surprised you, that just that much of it, go ahead, even being able to identify that much of it, surprised you?
And what surprised me was that there was so much detail on such a little ring. And then because there was detail.
That so much could be on such a small ring. Right. That indicated what? So much detail in a little ring. Right. Surprise. Yeah. Artfully? Like classic Greek art? Oh, okay. Then what would you say you found then in this shop that was closing out? An everyday ring?
Again, what did I find?
Well, you did find this ring, right? You could have had the gold or the glass. You picked the silver. The silver surprised you because it had so much detail in just a little ring. You recognized the Greek pattern in its design. You were surprised at it. You saw it as artfully done. Is that correct?
Well, it's something that I'm interested in.
Pardon me?
What was on there was stuff that I'm interested in.
Okay.
I don't like